Okay, in this video we're going to show you how to change out your factory radio in a 7th gen Honda Accord to one of these sweet Android radios. Now, there are some optional tools you are going to need and some mandatory tools. Phillips head screwdriver is mandatory. You are going to need that. Optional tools are little plastic pullers. These are optional. You don't necessarily have to have them. It's up to you. I'm going to use them because I got them. Alright, place we start, first thing you want to do, pull your e-brake up. Now right here, next to your little park, there's a little plastic thing. It's supposed to be. This car doesn't have one because it's used. But pop that little plastic thing out. You can take your key, set it down in there. You can move it out of gear without the car being started. So we're going to move it right here. Take our little plastic panel puller, if you have one. And we're going to wedge into here. And this is going to pop up. Gently. You can take it off by pushing the little button. There are more clips like this that actually hold the radio in place. One of these is gray, one of them is blue. Can't get it confused. I'll set that to the side. You ready? This guy should just pull right out. Maybe not. Okay, power outlet connected. That just pulls right off. No special clip holding that. Set him out of the way. On your little cubby hole, I'm gonna flip this guy up. You got 2 screws, one in each corner. You gotta take those guys out. They're a Phillips head, kind of hard to see. Don't want to drop these. Okay, now your little cubby hole is going to come out. Be free. This is something you're not supposed to see right now. Shove that back in there. Alright. We'll just leave our cubby hole there for now. You want to reach in, you want to grab your vents and pull it straight towards you. So it's going to pop right out. Now you do have a wire connecting it here, so I just spin it 180 and it'll sit right there. Now, it is supposed to have 3 screws right here, but I've already swapped out this head unit and I'm just showing you guys how to do it. So I can pull this whole guy out. It should just pop right out. Yep, there he is. The 2 green controls, these are for your AC. This is your radio. This is an auxiliary. This car apparently had an auxiliary input somehow, ran into it. This is going to be your FM. This just pulls right out. Each one of these little clips, it's got a little press button on it to help it release. Don't just go pulling on it because you'll break it. So now that we got that out, we can move this guy out of the way. You'll need to pull the cubby hole out because on your factory head unit, if all the screws are in place, on the bottom side, you got 2 screws and they are way back in here. So you have to pull this cubby unit out and you'll be able to finesse it out and undo these 2 screws. This one, somebody's already been in it. Screws aren't there. So we're gonna put our little cubby right back where she goes. Pull our wires up a little bit. Make sure nothing gets lost. We don't need that open room anymore. Alright, everything's back in place. Close our little cubby hole here. This is your car antenna. This white plug, we don't have to worry about. That's the auxiliary someone added in. This is going to be your radio, and this is the GPS antenna. It's going to be a little square black box. I've got it tucked in. You can round it around in here and stick it back up in there. You don't want any kind of metal over top of that because it's going to interfere with the signal and it's not going to work as well. So now that we got our old unit out, we can now make room for the new unit. And these green plugs, if you got dual climate control, you're gonna have 2 green plugs. If it's single climate control, you've got 1. There is a splitter provided. You'll need to use that. This is my GPS cable. It's all tangled up. I'm just gonna take the excess. I'm gonna stuff it right here. Kind of lay everything out, make it nice and easy on yourself. For your new radio, you're gonna want to plug in all of these connections first, because it makes it a lot easier. These USB cables, now this is what I'm calling the version 2. It's got this big box on the back end. It has twin USB cables. I just kind of fashion them together. Keeps it kind of neat in there. Don't have to do that. Not a big deal. But I run mine over the top of this little cubby door. Get that sitting in its right spot. I run mine over top of this little cubby door. You can feed them down. There's a little bit of a gap between the door and the actual little hole that it's covering up. So we're gonna shove that down in the air as much as we can get in there. Take our green plugs, those plug up way on top. Here's our GPS antenna. It goes to a little gold post just like that. Just screws down finger tight, it's all you really need. Take our AM FM antenna, plug that in. This blue harness is going to plug into the blue harness. It only goes one way. You're going to hear a little solid connection. If you have this white plug, it's null and void, so don't worry about it. Looks like somebody's messing with this harness. These just plug in. They're 2 different sizes plugs, so they're only going to fit in their own correct hole. It's going to plug in until you hear it click. It's kind of hard to get a good camera angle on this, so you just got to feel for them, and you'll hear them click. So once all that's in place, you just kind of gently put it all back up. You want to make sure you got room for everything. It just kind of slides back in its place. It sits just like that. Now the only thing we need to hold this in place now, because there are no bottom screw sets for like the factory radio. There's a couple of screws up here. These have a little tray so you can't drop them. Factory radio only had 2. I guess somebody had already been in here and lost a screw, so I'm just going to put 1 in each corner. And that should be good. Finagle this back into place. You're going to want to feel for it. Make sure that it's flush in the back. You'll be able to see this a lot better in the daylight. But you just kind of just push forward and everything just clicks into place. Feel for everything. Now she's installed. Let's take her for a test run. GPS cable, where are my cables back through? But